Okay, the next thing that happens along our process of the book and ride program is when we're driving up to the house, I've given Lori a text or a call, and she's going to come out and meet me and help me carry the stuff in. And the purpose of this is called a trunk talk. And the reason we do a trunk talk is you as the dealer, we need your help in keeping the program pure. Some things that happen, that happen along the way between the time you leave for the appointment and get there. There's some things that will come up very seldom, but sometimes they do. And when they do, we just want you to know how to handle it. Like one of them could be that the husband got called into work. All right. Now the customer thinks they're just doing their friend a favor, and it should just matter if she looked at it real quick, it should be fine. But it's one of those things that's not going to meet our rules. So we don't want to be showing that appointment unless they think that the lady would buy, and the lady says she doesn't need to have her husband there. We will tell them, so well, let's go ahead and show it. Now, do keep in mind that Rule 11 is a rule that states that if it doesn't meet our rules, but they still buy the rainbow, it will count. All right, so we got to make sure that Lori would understand if we're showing that demo without the husband there, that it's not going to count unless the lady buys. Okay, so let me give you a little version of that. Let's say I just drove up and Lori comes walking out. Hey, how you doing there, Lori?
Hey, Lane.
Wow, this looks like a nice place. It looks like one of the cars is on. Are they both here?
Well, her husband's on call, and he just got a call.
Oh, wow.
He's a dentist.
He
had to go to the hospital.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, everything okay? Anything serious?
I don't know.
All right.
He's just on call. He got an emergency.
Well, gosh, do we need to reset it, or is she wanting to see it, or what?
Well, she wants to see it, but I really don't know if she'd be the type that would make the decision without him, because he works,
well,
she doesn't.
Well, do understand, I want them all to count, Lori, but there is the rule, we do have Rule 11 in those rules that I guess Sean probably went over with you, that basically says to you, if it doesn't meet our rules, but it ends up being a sale, it's still going to count for you. You're not sure if she does? Let's go in and talk to her for a second before we haul all this equipment in here. Okay? All right, we're going to go in there, and then when I go into that house, I'm going to do my people skills. Wow, I love your house. I notice your husband's gone. And now what I'm going to do is we're showing you a piece of equipment that's kind of expensive. All right, it's around $3,000. And people, a lot of times you think they're not going to buy anything anyway, but people get excited. If you got excited and saw a piece of equipment that costs that kind of money, could you do a purchase like that on your own without talking to your husband, or are you guys like my wife and I, and you have to do everything together? Now, if the customer says, "Oh, you don't want him here," I might look at Lori and say, "Do you want to go ahead and show it?" I would, probably. And if she said something like, "Oh, no, I'd have to talk to him about it," it's probably better off if we reset that appointment and go on. Okay? All right. So you're just basically looking for red flags. You could drive up and the house might be under remodel. Like we found out that when people are remodeling, they typically don't buy rainbows. Okay, because they don't know what the expenses are. Things like that. So if that's the case, we might say, "Wow, it looks like they're kind of under a remodel." All right. You with me? And it looks like a pretty good one. We've just found you want to go. You understand that if we show this one and they end up not getting it, it's probably not going to count for you. Those are the kinds of things that you pick up when you drive up to a house. It could be a mobile home, and there's a big difference in mobile homes. It could be a beautiful double wide on 2 acres, and that's just fine. But you could drive up and it could be a camp trailer. You got me? If that's the case, you kind of want to confront that and let the person. The idea is you don't want to be showing the demo under any type of false pretenses. Okay? That works quite a bit, right? Now again, like I said, this, for 99% of the time, we drive up there and everything's perfect. All right?
Well, and some things that I've learned from the trunk talk is it's a valuable time that you can find out more information about who you're showing. And that way you can relate to them better and be more personable with them. You can find out the things that are their hot buttons, like if they have pets they're crazy about, if they have kids or grandkids, things that they like. So I use that few minutes to talk to the referring customer and find out, hey, what can you tell me about them? Can you tell me a little bit about them? Or are they real picky housekeeper? What are their likes and dislikes? That way I kind of know what to play up to while I'm in the home.
And one thing that sometimes comes up is you might have that dealer that's missed a few in a row. or that referring customer getting a little stressed out, say, hey, is there anything that we need to go over before we go in there? You got any questions you have? You know, because it could be that they thought they were going to get their gifts on their last demo or something like that, and they didn't, or something that might be bothering. We don't want the customer going in there with an attitude at all. Anything that's going to be negative, we want to deal with at the trunk, okay?
What I've also found is that it gives me the time to coach my referring customer a little bit, because then I can say, hey, Brittany, when we're inside, look, while we're doing this, make sure you jump in and tell them anything that you love about the rainbow. You can't talk enough about your rainbow, okay? So make sure that you jump in there and let me know when you like something, or you know, what works for you. Like maybe if you've had 2 to 3 weeks of no dusting because you bought the rainbow, share that when we're going over the dusting tool. Anything that you like about the rainbow, jump on in there.
That does happen sometimes when you go to verify the appointment. Sometimes it happens by text, and sometimes you have to do some of the confirmation call at this point. That's kind of what you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, just letting the customer know kind of what we expect while we're in the house, how we want them to jump in there and be supportive, be our cheerleader.
Good stuff, Laura. Good stuff.